Hey everybody, this is No Title Needed. We are coming to you each week from the beautiful Feinstein's Cabaret Space at the Hotel Carmichael here in Carmel, Indiana, USA. I'm Cynthia Collins.
I'm Scott Osborne.
We're your co-hosts here, and today we have the lovely Magdalena Hoyos-Segovia.
Thank you.
Magdalena Hoyos-Segovia, and she is a local artist here. She owns Magdalena Studios. Is that the official title?
Magdalena Gallery, yes.
Magdalena Gallery. It's right on Main Street in Carmel, and it's so great to have you here. And we've been
Thank you.
chit-chatting about visual art for 10 minutes now.
Easy.
And but you know what you guys were saying about the light,
Yes.
in artwork, and how someone paints something,
When
and then
people-
the light is so important.
Yes,
Very important to visual artists.
Yeah, because when you paint something, it's when you teach someone to paint, and they are looking at something, and they are frustrated because they cannot bring that outside. They think they are going to bring that outside into a 2D. And they see that they try and it's impossible. And I say, stop right there, because the outside has a parameter from the difference between your dark and your light is about 1 million lumens.
Yeah.
The difference that you have to work with is 100 lumens,
Yeah.
which means you cannot create that. What you have to do is make visual tricks
Tricks for the painting.
with the paintings.
Yeah.
And that's how because the human mind will do the rest.
Yeah.
And I'll give them for example, the example of, remember when they used to print faces of people in black and white in T-shirts?
Yes.
You see that person, that is not that person, because it's the colors and the lines, but your brain is making the rest.
Yeah.
And so in painting is basically that. You work with that 2D,
Yeah.
and you learn how to communicate so that people can make the rest of that story that you want to tell.
Yeah,
And that's-
kind of.
go ahead. No,
Kind
go.
of. Your eye kind of connects the dots
Yes.
from
Yeah.
that depth
Yeah.
element that you lack
Yes.
on the two-dimensional plane. But striving for it is kind of what every artist really is doing. Is they're trying to, well, in my study of art history, it is every great artist has demonstrated the attempt to produce art at the realistic real life level. And so, but those tricks come into play. Those tricks are absolutely evident, those tiny little lines that you don't necessarily see or know about until those are explained in the process. And let's take that into what you are doing with the youth right now and teaching them those tricks, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, because you have students.
My students, so I opened this gallery in 2016,
Okay.
and 2006, if I put the one, 2006.
Oh my God, you took 10 years off.
Yeah, I took only 10 years. And as soon as I opened it, I start adding and subtracting the things that I have to pay. And I thought, oh my God, I have to teach, because I have to, and many artists teach. And the reason I'm saying this is not that I was a teacher. I was not a teacher, and my respect to teachers that study how to communicate this. So it was very difficult for me at the beginning to how to translate this. And I started painting since I was 12, and that helped me, because to guide someone, you have to know where they are and how you're gonna bring them there. And the second thing is, art, particularly for children that I teach, is something so individual, and it's something so inside you that you have to be careful, because not everyone is going to paint great landscapes. Not everyone is going to paint great faces. And I have some of my teens that they won't paint either. They want to go directly to abstract. And I tell them, abstract is more difficult, because you don't have an object, and you really have to pay attention of the lines and the colors on communication. And I usually usually compare it with music.
Yeah.
See, can you understand what a bird is saying? No. Do you like it? Yes. Which means that bird is saying, in one hand, you are used to it, so don't come and bring me a bird that sings opera, okay? And
That would be something.
yeah, obviously. And pay attention to those lines if you want to compare to a bird. And so, they learn all these tricks and how to, communicate. It's fascinating to see how children develop this and how they can see.
Or what they create.
Oh, yes.
They're all different ages
Yeah.
that you have, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, we kind of go abstract to realism, then back to abstraction in the order of being a fine artist.
Yes.
You know, as a child, you're making all these abstract things. Then you finally get it. Then you get to play with the work at that point.
Yes, yes. And I tell the parents, because different parents come with different expectations, and I say, stop right there. The most important part of these classes is observation. Observation. They learn how to observe. I only work with certain shades, and so they learn to make all these colors. I don't teach them. They're like this, and they paint in a group. And I have had students, I'm going to go back to this. I was shaking when I started teaching.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same. I mean, you being an artist and you being an artist, you know how to do your thing. But how you make someone else
You have to tell somebody else how to do it. It's very
do it
difficult.
is very
Doesn't
difficult.
always feel like it though.
It's hard.
Yeah.
As an artist.
Yes, and you
But-
have to respect their own expression, more so if they are children. Because they won't be the artists of your world today. They're going to be the artists of the future. You won't be there. And they probably be doing something. If they're going to be better, they could probably be doing something else.
Something we never heard of. Yeah.
Yes.
That'll
Yeah.
take them there. That's why the arts are so important.
Yeah.
Visual and performing
Yeah,
arts are
so-
so
so you-
important for youth.
Yeah,
Like
so you
we were
don't
saying.
I don't do disciples. I don't paint on my young artist paintings unless they are stock. I don't sit there and paint and they paint before me. And I tell the parents, if you teach this kid how to make good flowers, this is all he's gonna paint, flowers. Because it feels good to do something well.
Yeah.
So you let them experiment.
Yeah.
And I have kids that have come from the last, because I only take after you become 7 years old. And I have mothers that come and say, are you 7? I think, well, it's because sometimes they are 6. Yeah. I have had students, they join my class when they are 7, and they leave the class when they go to college.
That's nice.
And that is a very nice thing.
So,
Yeah.
so what exciting things are going on with your gallery right now?
My gallery, my gallery is a small gallery, and I use my gallery also as my studio. And so I represent my work, and I have few artists, other artists that I represent. I have John Reynolds is a long, old artist from Indianapolis. Bruce Neckar is also is a wildlife drawer. He draws from life.
Yeah.
I have Lydia Stecker, who is a Cuban American artist, and so I have Tom Toy, I have Mary Johnston. I have few artists. I don't have many galleries will represent more than 30, 40 artists because of my space, and I want to give them exposition, expose them. So I limit my artists. And right now, also the style. You have to work with the style of the gallery, where people will go to your gallery pretty much like going to a Gap store. If I am looking for pants, these kind of pants, then I'm going to Gap, and you don't expect to go in and find wedding gowns. You have to keep it.
So you have a specific style in your
Yes,
gallery,
you have-
correct?
I have a specific style, yes.
All right. Well, we're going to take a little break here, and we'll be back with Magdalena. Very interesting. Her gallery is on Main Street, Magdalena Gallery, correct?
Magdalena Gallery, correct.
And she has students, and also you have professional artists displaying their artwork there, which is a perfect combination.
Thank you.
And we'll be back right after this break.
and you take that
Hey, we're back.
creation.
We're back.
Hello.
Look at that. Look at that. We're back. We're front. Hello. Hi. We're back here. Cindy, Scotty,
Hello.
B, and back here with Magdalena Hoyos-Segovia. And Magdalena Galleries is right on Main Street here in Carmel. You know, what I wanted to ask you, and I know we're talking about your gallery and how the students that you teach and artwork, but what brought you here to the United States? You know, why United States, and actually, then why Carmel? You
Okay,
know?
my husband works for a corporation, and that corporation has moved him several places, Fernando Segovia.
Okay.
And one of his last move was here with Dow Chemical.
Okay.
And but when I came here, I was already a professional artist. We were coming from Brazil, and I started showing at different galleries, and I wanted to open a studio because I didn't want to be painting in my kitchen, and because of the fumes and all of that. And then my father, who is very had a lot of vision.
Well, where were you born? Were you born in
Mexico.
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 And
Yes.
your dad was a businessman there.
And businessman, liquor
Yeah.
stores. We worked with him forever.
Since you were kids.
And kids, and
Yeah.
and that made me not only an artist but a workaholic.
The work ethic
Workaholic.
is good.
Yes.
Yes.
Work
Yeah.
ethic. And he said, "Don't rent, buy."
True. No truer words.
Very
Yes,
true.
and
Yep.
that's how we got into buying this unit. And
On
my
Main
father helped
Street.
me on Main Street.
Yep.
And then when I opened the gallery, I thought, oh my God, now I have to pay the expenses.
Right.
And that's when I started teaching.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
So on that note, what got you into the youth education in the arts? What?
Because I needed, on my past, I'm an accountant. I have a master's degree in finances.
Wow.
And,
Fantastic.
but you were saying, I mean,
The
music
more,
has to do with,
well, the more
with-
you can do, the more you work. I mean, you have all
Yes.
these skills, not just an artist, you're an
Yes.
accountant. I mean, it
Yeah.
couldn't be two opposite things. Accountant, artist, you know, but numbers, but then we were saying I don't know, it must all go together
it's
Numbers
somehow.
are
not
beautiful
Cindy,
too.
you know what?
You know?
I have many of my students, I tell them if they spend that many years, because I have had students from elementary until the end of high school.
Right.
And I say, do yourself a favor and do not pay for a 4-year degree in painting. Maybe in something else. And I have kids that have gone into data analysis.
Mm-hmm.
I have two of my kids are engineers and are artists, because there is a big connection between subjectivity and the way an artist thinks and the way a scientist thinks. And I'm not gonna, from Leonardo da Vinci to, different authors that have studied psychology.
What were you
and,
saying? Freud used to paint, and then
Jonah Lehrer has this book about the neuroplasticity and the psychology of making art.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. Many of the kids that I get, they do well at school.
Yeah.
Because and it's almost like you're telling them, Jesus, if you want to exceed and be noticed, do it in an intelligent way. Do it through art. Not everybody can do art. Not everybody can do certain things that require another level of thinking, not just force. And I think, activities, moving your body, but also moving your brain.
Of course,
Your
but they
brain.
both go together. I
Yes.
mean, you have to take care of your body and your mind
And your mind,
together.
yes.
Your soul, your brain, your soul, your heart, your body, physically, right? I mean,
Right.
you have to,
Yes.
in my opinion. And we always say this: the arts, whether it's visual arts or performing arts, helps kids.
Yep.
It's a necessity in education.
Yep.
Well,
know?
if we want to have scientists, and if we want
Right.
to have inventors, and because you see, it is so. Imagine you are in a group, and I like this painting in a group because I say you're exposing yourself, you are using what you see goes into your brain, goes through your senses,
Yep.
and you apply it.
Yes.
And you are doing in front of your peers, and so it gives you the courage to do it.
Yeah.
And it's something individual. It's not something that you are doing in a group. Let's do everybody a step here or there. It's something is your own thinking exposed in something. And it gives you that, let's say, practice to do it. You are not afraid to expose yourself. You're not, you're not afraid to have ideas.
It gives you courage.
Yes,
right?
and expose them.
Yeah.
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 So let's.
I got another question
Go,
for
go.
you.
Ask the last question.
So-
We do this question at the end of the podcast now, and it's just like we ask. And
We
have
all
to answer it too.
Yep, we all answer it. We
Yeah.
all participate.
Yeah,
But what was your childhood hobby / passion that, aside from the arts, that obviously we know that that's your passion. That's very, very
You know,
evident.
But yeah, I was gonna say rollerblading because I like to rollerblade.
excellent.
But the reason my mother put me into painting lessons is because I used to draw.
Okay.
I get bored at school and I used to look at my hand and draw.
Kind of like doodle a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, doodling
Yep.
that everybody does.
All of the margins of all of my notebooks all the way through
Yes,
were
you
full
know.
of them.
Well, what
Yep.
about you?
Doodle.
What did you like besides now you're
And
you
you?
know, obviously you're a sculptor now.
So for me, one of the things I was most passionate about was the Rubik's Cube. I was very, very interested in the Rubik's Cube as a kid and like doing it as fast as I could and solving all the different sizes and
But you swam too.
I was a big
Swimming was
swimmer.
huge,
Swimmer
'cause your
was
mother was
yeah.
a
Swimming
coach.
was I swam from age basically until they threw me into the pool until 19, all throughout high school.
But you teach sometimes now.
I do teach occasionally.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
competitive and
Yeah.
but it was that was a big core part of my life as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And what about you?
It was I rode horses. I was
Oh,
I didn't know that.
horses.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
When I was
Cool.
like
It's amazing.
6 to I stopped probably about junior high or so. Because I got into theater, and I and I was an athletic too. I would do all the track during the summer, track meets
I met
during
someone.
the summer. But the last time I rode was in 2020. Last time I got on a horse was in 2020. So I still got it. I stayed on at full gallop, so I guess I'm still okay.
Full gallop.
But yeah. So I still love that. But obviously, owning a horse is very expensive.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Commitment.
yeah. Now listen. Go ahead.
Hey,
But
I was wondering where we could find you
yeah.
online.
Yeah.
Okay, I have magdalenagallery.com. That is
Okay.
my
Okay.
website.
Okay.
I have an Instagram account, Magdalena Art Gallery,
All right.
Okay.
because they hacked the first one.
Yeah.
No.
And then I have, well, everybody has that story. And then I have my Instagram account, Magdalena Gallery. You can find me 3 different ways, or visit the gallery. It's a great
Yeah, right
day
on Main
out.
Street in the building that is. I know where the building is, but explain it. It's right on it's the corner south.
Opposite side of Agave, I know that much.
Yes,
Yes.
it's across.
Yeah.
You see, if you look at the intersection of Range Line and Main Street,
Yeah.
I'm in the southeast corner
Okay.
of that block.
Going towards the high school.
Going towards
Towards
the high school.
you're on the right
yes,
there, the
on
last
the
one on
right,
the
you were
right.
gonna see.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be sure to add those links to our caption.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we'd also,
What's our Facebook page?
it is
Correct.
no title
Do we want
needed
that?
podcast.com or on .com on Facebook, on Instagram. They are all no title needed podcast.
No title needed podcast.
Yep. And
That's
we would like to thank our sponsors,
Let's thank them.
Hotel Carmichael, and we are here shooting at Feinstein's right now.
Beautiful cabaret at
Beautiful.
Feinstein's. Do yourself a favor and come see a show here. It's a gorgeous setting, and there are fantastic performers here from nationally and locally. I've performed here. It is a wonderful place to sing in. So come over to Feinstein's, see a show.
You know what? I never
Yeah,
knew
what?
there was here, and this time you invite me. Oh my God, I am.
You never
coming
been here?
No, I'm coming.
Yeah,
here
you
now.
should.
Yes,
It's lovely.
Yes, it's lovely.
Yeah.
Do you have a handle on social media at all?
I don't have a handle, good buddy. 10-4.
Well,
That's
you know,
my
You
handle.
might have to look at that.
We're going to
but
say a 10-4, good buddy.
you can find me at Ozzy's Art and BrownHoundStudios.com. But
And I think that's it. Oh, Vivant, thank you so much. Vivant.
Vivant,
The
yes, they are
restaurant here,
always
They're
yep,
always
always
awesome.
giving us this delicious coffee.
I
we
know,
have
every
to enjoy in the
morning they're wonderful.
Yep.
But thank you, Magdalena.
Thank you very
You're
much
a
for
very
the invitation.
interesting individual.
thank you.
And
Yes.
please go to her gallery. I've seen I've seen some of your work,
Work,
of course,
yes.
because Carmel and Canvas,
Yes.
and some of your students' work too. So, so please support the performing arts, support the visual arts.
Support
And,
the arts.
Yeah, and thanks for being
Thanks
here.
for being here. Yeah, we'll see
thank
you next week.
Thank you.